don't use my Kindle very often, but I'm not fancy reading any of the books I currently own. So I thought that I would break this Kindle out, and I have done a deal where I've subscribed to Kindle Unlimited for 2 months. I think it's currently £3.99. So I've done that, and then I'm going to test out and see whether the subscription is worth my time. So I'm going to download a few books. I've picked a couple out. I've gone reading Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and I am enjoying it so far. I'm 7% through, but I'm going to read through all of the books that I have picked out and then share with you perhaps some recommendations, whether this subscription is worth my time, and just have a cozy reading vlog, picking out some fun new reads. So yeah, let's get into this reading vlog, friends. Grab yourself your most warming hot drink, a cozy blanket, and let's get to it. I'm now 76 pages through, and I am enjoying it so far. It's so interesting having multilingual characters within this because you're getting the translation aspect there as well. But it's really interesting having it on Kindle edition because you can't see the translation part straight away, so you're almost kind of waiting for it. But I feel like that makes it flow a lot nicer because they're actually communicating in the way that they would communicate without you having to interrupt it and kind of ruin it by putting an English translation in there and making it feel jarring. But I am really enjoying the characters so far too. The two love interests, I am just resonating so much with the female one, and she's just filled with depression, self-loathing, and so much anxiety, and it's just their family and the way in which they're all interacting with each other already. It's just making my heart swell, and I'm just so eager to read this. And the fact that they're both to do with designing and building in houses and estates is just so joyful because I feel like that's just such a fun aspect to add to this. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading and I'll keep you updated on my thoughts. Finished, and oh my goodness, this had such a cheesy love charm to it, but also felt so raw and real at the same time. These characters had so much depth, and them going through their trauma, and yeah, it just having themes of death of a loved one, trauma, anxiety and depression. There was a lot of communicating about feelings and being raw with that, and it just had billionaires wrapped in it as well. And it was this really family knit book, full of, at the beginning, these humble characters and working their way up in life, and childhood best friends to lovers. And I just adored it. It was just so much fun, and it was so joyful, and it was just a really good cheesy time in the best possible way, full of those depth, raw, trauma filled discussions and talks and character moments, and I just really loved it. And I noticed that it had a bit of a crossover from the other series by Lauren Asher that I read, in which is The Fine Print. And yeah, I thought it was so good, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna pick up my next read now, but I highly recommend this one if that one sounds interesting. I'm rating it 4.5 stars. My eyes actually hurt a little bit because I've been sat just reading for hours, but I'm gonna browse the Kindle Unlimited store and then have a look at what I want to read next. I'm thinking of fantasy or a fantasy romance. I've read a lot of contemporary fantasies recently, and so I'm hoping for something a bit fantastical, or maybe something full of magical realism. I'll have a look and I'll keep you updated as to my next read. I'm making my way through That Time I Got Drunk in Saves the Demon. It is quite comical so far, and I find it a little bit cringy, but I feel like that's the point. It's just supposed to be a really light-hearted, fun, kind of unbelievable read, and I am enjoying that for what it is. I'm 24 pages through, and it's only 173 pages, so I'm hopeful that I will enjoy it and that it will be a fun little light-hearted read, because last night I didn't update you and I didn't film anything because I was so immersed in it, but I read Prisoner by Ellie Kent, and I don't know how it got in my Kindle. I think I accidentally put it on there because I'm having actual issues with putting things onto my Kindle. I keep accidentally adding random books, and I just thought I'd give it a read. It sounded interesting, and it's nothing like I usually read. It was like a very intense romance that was a little bit messed up, and the main male character was completely unhinged, and the whole plot felt unhinged, but it was just so messy in a way that you couldn't look away. I cried because something happened to one of the characters, and I was just sobbing, and it was just so, it was crazy. It was so crazy. There was so many twists and turns, and I could not look away from the messiness of it all. And so I'm rating it 3 stars. It was fun. I don't think I'll read much like that again, but I just felt it was really interesting because I haven't really read much like that before. So I do recommend that if you like themes of kind of mafia style romance with prison, like quite a dominant, unhinged male character, and family woven in there. There is sexual assault that happens, murder, with it being like mafia. But yeah, it was just crazy. But I feel like in a good way and also a what am I reading way. So yeah, and now I'm on to That Time I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon, so I'll keep you updated as I progress through this one. But I'm really enjoying my Kindle reading experience so far. I just love adjusting the brightness on it, adjusting the font sizing and things when my eyes get tired, and yeah, I just find myself reaching for it more often than a physical book because just the ease of it, I think. So I'll keep you updated. Just finished the One Time I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon, and I'm rating it 4 stars. I thought it was a really fun, light-hearted, kind of just easy read that was just filled with so many kind of guilty pleasures almost, and it felt like a true escapist imaginative book that you could just make up, like a story that you've made up in your head. It was just so much fun. It was so easy to read, so simple, so quick, and I really enjoyed it. It had romance, demons, humans, dark magic woven in here as well, bit of family and adventure, and it was just, again, like I say, it felt like a dream, and it was just a bit crazy, and I did really enjoy it, so I'm rating it 4 stars, and I do recommend it if any of those themes sound interesting to you, because it was just such a fun, light-hearted, escapist read. So I'm going to see what book I decide to pick up next on my Kindle. I am really enjoying this reading experience on my Kindle so far. I think I'm going to end the vlog shortly, but if you do have any Kindle recommendations for me, then please do let me know. I am enjoying my subscription to Kindle Unlimited as well, and just finding it so useful to be able to browse the Kindle store and pick out whatever books there are. I have previously used my library app, Libby I think it's called, but because I live on a small island, we don't actually have that great of a catalogue, sadly, and quite a lot of the books are just completely unavailable to me. So I do use my library where possible, but for this instance the Amazon store has a lot more choice. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.